How old are you now?
43. I know, look about 28, didn't I?
Years older than that.
43, yes.
So, how you joined? How you finding being over 40 doing jiu-jitsu? That's the question that I'm getting to.
Difficult. And I know I don't take the correct precautions to look after myself properly, because everything's a bit of a rush. When you are 43 and you have got a full-time job and it is in construction, everything hurts anyway. My knees give me a lot of trouble. And just recently, my shoulders give me a lot of trouble. I don't know whether that's being an electrician. You know, you're constantly above your head. But I'm trying not to use it as an excuse not to train. I'm trying to work other areas or not have an ego when someone drags me about a bit, rather than fight through the pain, just tap and then move on and go to a different position or try to steer it in a different position. It is more difficult. I am trying to be a bit smarter with the sparring, especially on the Thursdays and the Tuesdays when it is a better sparring class. I try and sit a couple out here and there, then jump back in. But sometimes it's not that easy when you go cold and then jump back in. Everything hurts a little bit more. But rather than power through the full hour of open mat sparring and then feel it the next day, I'd rather pick and choose, get some choice rounds in, quality rounds, and then live to fight another day, so to speak.
Yeah, I'd say my approach is kind of similar to that. Like, obviously, because I'm teaching the class, I don't always get the full warm-up when I jump in on a sparring session. So for that, out of that hour, I probably am at least 5 minutes, if not 10 minutes late to the rolling through stretching and warm or talking to people on the side or whatever. You know, people have got issues at the end of the first class or whatever. So by the time I'm on and I'm sparring, it's probably 10 minutes in. But then I like to just, once I'm warm and going and the engine's running,
carry on.
Yeah, I just like to crack on. I like to get the miles on the clock then. So then I'll probably stop towards the end, I don't know, like again, 10 minutes towards the end so I can warm down again. Because usually what will happen if I finish on the hour, again, we're trying to clean the mat, someone's talking to me, then it gets late and I haven't stretched and I just go home and just getting into the car and then seizing up and getting out
physically
of the
hurts,
car on the
it?
drive is hard work. So I have to warm up, I have to warm down. But that middle period for me when I'm going, I just think, well, if I'm going to, you know, hit a decent level, now's the time. So I'll do it then, and then I won't go back in again.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So it won't get to a stage for me where I've had a couple of hard rounds. If I sit one out, I'm probably thinking about ending the night for me.
I must admit that's when it's most painful, when I sit one out, especially when it's boiling hot in here, you're sweating. It's been some major tough. I mean, I normally go with you pretty early on anyway, so I've got to sweat on real quick. But then if I sit out for 5 minutes, you go cold and all the rest of it. You go cold because you're wet, you're sweaty, and then you jump back in. That's generally when it hurts. Yeah. And then I'll try and pull a guard and survive for a bit and get a bit of a smash and grab sub on. But there's no enjoyment in that. It's just rolling for the sake of rolling. And people do gun for you a little bit, and the younger ones can still go at 100 mile an hour and
depressing, ain't it?
Ah, it is. It's not fun at all.
But you just have to take your wins while you can. So I'll keep whooping Brad until he's bigger and more experienced than me, and then that's when I'll probably quit.
Or bar him from the gym.
Then he can be a creonte and go somewhere else.
He can piss off.
You taking any supplements?
Do I? No, nothing.
Just the Macca D's?
Nothing at all, yeah, just McDonald's mainly, yeah. All them fats.
I have cod liver oil and glucosamine actually for my joints.
These things are stuff that I've always looked into and I've started but never seen anything through.
I've been on and off for years. And then obviously with the cod liver oil, there's a lot of benefits to that anyway.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously for your hair, nails.
That didn't work out great, did it?
I ain't really got good nails either. But there's loads of benefits to it. And so I take cod liver oil all the time anyway. But the glucosamine I've always been on and off with. And I always like to... I know there's science behind everything, but for me, it's all about how I feel. And I know that a placebo will play a certain effect as well. Yeah. But yeah, years and years I took glucosamine ever since my knees started being bad. And then the periods where I think, okay, let's see if I can go without it. And then I feel okay. And then maybe my knees get a bit bad, 5-6 months later, and I start taking it again. But now,
do you find it helps, or do you think it's placebo?
Well, that's the thing. It's really hard to tell. I mean, at the minute, I've been taking it for consistently now for at least the last 12 months.
Yeah.
My knees have been pretty good, to be fair. But what I will say, like you said about managing your body better at our age, I'm looking at longevity now. I've got kids now, so I don't want to be just wrecking my body and then not being able to play with my young kids. So, I just need to make sure that I can keep going. So I take the glucosamine, like I say, 12 months regular, and as long as it's doing something to help me, that's the main thing. I'll keep taking it. It's not massively expensive.
Multivitamin or something like that. I mean, you've got to give your body half a chance, haven't you? Wasn't it? Was it Bernard Hopkins that fought well into his 40s? And I think Ranj was telling me the other day how he was saying, every year past your 40s is like aging 3 years when you're in your 20s, which would make sense. And he never ate chocolate or any of that business, and that's why he carried on and prolonged his career. But
that's one of the things I've added in a lot as I've got older, is less sugar.
I thought you were going to say chocolate.
Nah, can't you? Sorry, mate.
I was going to say, me too. It's that black belt mentality.
Man, I try and cut out as much sugar as possible because of the inflammation it causes.
Yeah.
But I still do have some. But I cut it out as much as possible from my diet.
That's my main thing. Sugar. After I've eaten anything, even if it's a real solid, healthy meal, I always crave something sweet straight after. And that's a massive downfall.
But I tell you what I try and do for that is replace it with other things. So I'm really into fruit at the minute. I'm eating a lot of fruit. And I eat a lot of dates, which I know are really high in sugar anyway. But
it's a different sugar,
Yeah, but I don't eat too many. Obviously, if you smash loads of them, then it's probably not going to be great for you anyway. But
if it stops the craving, then it's done its
job.
job.
This is the thing. I could have a couple of dates and they're really sweet, and that will stop me thinking about sugar.
Yeah.
Sometimes just having yogurts and stuff like that can be enough just to kind of switch me off from. Because sometimes when you've eaten, say, like a meal that's like meaty and carby, I guess, really, and then like you say, you feel like you want a little bit of something sweet, or even just want to be a little bit naughty after a clean meal. I think it just gets you over the line.
Who do you reckon would be the worst eating habits at BMA? Apart from me.
Okay, apart from you. Ooh, good question.
Like a slob.
I can't get away from Guy Jolly.
I was going to say slob.
But I don't know if it's just because you mentioned him earlier and he's fresh in my
So when
mind.
I said slob, you jumped to Guy?
I thought you said slug.
And you jumped to Guy?
Nah, I knew you said slob.
Yeah.
I don't know, I bet he's up there. I bet Brad's up there as well. I bet Brad eats some crap.
Oh, it's sickening, isn't it?
I bet he does, and then his metabolism just takes care of it.
Yeah.
So.
Although little Aaron, do you think he eats crap?
Yeah, he's probably up there as well, actually.
But his metabolism doesn't get rid of it.
Do you reckon?
Not like Brad's, that's for sure.
Not quite got the same body, has he?
No, Brad's built different.
Bless him.
But yeah, Guy.